Did you know that Florida just launched one of the boldest cancer research programs in American history, committing $60 million to investigate treatments that the medical establishment refuses to touch? And here's the shocker. One of the drugs under study is ivermectin. Yes, the same medicine that sparked worldwide controversy during COVID. This initiative is being championed by First Lady Casey DeSantis, herself a breast cancer survivor, who says the time has come to challenge Big Pharma and bring real, affordable solutions to the people. Today, we're diving deep into Florida's revolutionary plan, why it threatens billion-dollar industries, and how it ties directly to Trump's Make America Healthy Again reforms.
On World Cancer Research Day, Governor Ron DeSantis and First Lady Casey DeSantis announced this historic investment. For Casey, this is not just policy, it's personal. She fought breast cancer while raising 3 young children, and during treatment, her doctor explained the dangers of what's known as the Standard American Diet, or SAD. That moment changed her outlook forever. Since then, Casey has become a leading advocate for nutrition-based prevention and for challenging a system that often prioritizes corporate profits over patient outcomes. Florida, under her leadership, has already invested more than $1 billion in cancer research over the past few years. But this new $60 million initiative signals a dramatic shift, from expensive patented drugs to nutrition and generic drug repurposing, areas Big Pharma has little incentive to explore.
Casey DeSantis pointed out something striking. Ivermectin costs just 77 cents a pill. Compare that to the astronomical prices of patented cancer drugs that can run tens of thousands of dollars a month. Do you think pharmaceutical giants want to spend billions researching treatments they can't monopolize? Of course not. But Florida is different. This isn't about corporate return on investment. It's about saving lives. In fact, actor Mel Gibson once shared on the Joe Rogan podcast that a close friend with stage 4 cancer saw remarkable results after trying ivermectin. While stories like that are anecdotal, Florida is now putting real scientific resources behind testing whether drugs like ivermectin have genuine anti-cancer properties.
First, nutrition-based cancer prevention and treatment. Casey DeSantis spoke about how she began eating broccoli, pineapple, and other whole foods during her own recovery. But she emphasized it's not enough to just say, eat your vegetables. The public needs to understand why. What happens at the cellular level when we eat ultra-processed foods versus natural, nutrient-rich diets? Second, repurposing generic drugs like ivermectin. These medicines already exist. They're cheap and they're safe when used properly. Yet they've been ignored because they don't make corporations billions. Florida wants to change that. This is research by the people, for the people, not for shareholders. This isn't just a Florida story. It's part of a national movement aligned with President Trump's vision and Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s MAGA movement, Make America Healthy Again. Florida Surgeon General Joseph Ladapo has argued that the Biden administration deliberately suppressed research into ivermectin for political reasons. Now, under Trump's leadership, states like Florida finally have the green light to explore what the federal government tried to bury. Other states are moving in the same direction. Tennessee, Arkansas, Louisiana, Idaho, and Texas have already approved ivermectin for over-the-counter sales. Florida's legislature is considering Bill HB 29, which would do the same. This is nothing short of a rebellion against medical gatekeeping.
The FDA has never approved ivermectin for cancer treatment, but Florida argues that federal agencies have lost credibility. Casey DeSantis highlighted how the FDA allows food companies to use a loophole called generally recognized as safe to slip additives into products without meaningful oversight. This is the same FDA, she pointed out, that misled Americans with flawed dietary guidelines for decades. Florida's message is clear. We will not wait for Washington bureaucrats to catch up. This is state-level innovation versus federal overreach, and it's a powerful example of states' rights in action. Florida's approach is deeply connected to the broader health freedom movement. Governor DeSantis and Surgeon General Ladapo have long opposed vaccine mandates, insisting that parents, not the government, should make medical decisions for their children. When reporters tried to corner Ladapo about whether his kids were vaccinated, he dismissed it as silly games. Florida's measles vaccination rate sits below the federal target, but the administration insists the principle of freedom is more important than federal compliance. This philosophy dovetails perfectly with Trump's broader health freedom agenda, which rejects what they call medical tyranny. Casey DeSantis also criticized the cancer industry itself. Instead of competing for profits, hospitals should be collaborating. As she put it, we're at war with cancer. If one hospital has an effective procedure, it should be shared across the system, not hidden behind corporate secrecy. Florida is breaking down these monopolies by requiring real-time data reporting, ending the 2-year delays that once made research nearly useless. Transparency and collaboration are the new standard.
The standard American diet, SAD, has become a silent killer, packed with ultra-processed foods, chemical additives, and hidden sugars. For Casey, learning about SAD during her treatment was a turning point. Now, Florida is investing heavily in nutrition-based research to show scientifically how specific foods affect cancer cells. This isn't just eat healthy rhetoric. It's evidence-based prevention that challenges the powerful big food lobby. Florida knows the opposition will be fierce, but it refuses to back down. Ivermectin is only the beginning. How many other cheap, generic drugs might hold hidden potential against cancer? Big Pharma has no incentive to find out because you can't patent what already exists. But Florida is proving a new model: government-funded, taxpayer-focused research. Instead of chasing corporate profits, this program prioritizes public health outcomes. If successful, it could reshape America's healthcare system from the ground up.
Remember when mainstream media mocked ivermectin as a horse dewormer during the pandemic? Now that serious research is happening, those same outlets are silent. Why? Because pharmaceutical advertising makes up one of their largest revenue streams. Meanwhile, alternative voices like Joe Rogan and even celebrities like Mel Gibson are shifting the conversation. Social media and independent platforms are breaking the monopoly on information, and the truth is spreading faster than ever. Casey DeSantis put it best: we shouldn't just speculate and guess. Florida is investing $60 million in real clinical trials with measurable outcomes, peer-reviewed studies, and strict scientific standards. The difference is that research topics are no longer dictated by corporate profits. Instead, they're chosen based on people's needs. Florida is reclaiming science from politics and returning it to its rightful purpose: saving lives. What makes this initiative so powerful is its authenticity. Casey DeSantis doesn't just talk policy, she lived the nightmare of cancer while raising 3 young children. She has described how she didn't even want to hear the word cancer, how she wanted to hide in a closet rather than face it. But instead of retreating, she is using her story to drive change. With her husband Ron DeSantis standing beside her, she is turning her family's struggle into a movement that could save countless lives. Florida isn't just talking big, it's acting fast. Instead of reviewing applications once a year, the state will now accept them 3 to 4 times annually. The philosophy is simple: we're at war with cancer. We don't have time to wait. The strategy is comprehensive: focus on nutrition, repurpose generics, improve data collection, and break down silos between hospitals. Every dollar is being spent for the taxpayer's return on investment, not Wall Street's.
If Florida succeeds, it could trigger a healthcare revolution. Generic drugs may finally be repurposed for cancer treatment. Nutrition could become a mainstream medical tool. Treatment costs could plummet. Patients and doctors, not corporations, would regain control of healthcare. Big Pharma's monopoly would be shattered. And this wouldn't just be a Florida victory. It would mark the transformation of American healthcare. Florida's $60 million cancer initiative is more than just a research program. It's a declaration of independence from the medical establishment.
From Casey DeSantis' personal fight to Trump and RFK Jr.'s national movement to Ladapo's stand for health freedom, this is a perfect storm for change. Ivermectin may be just the beginning, but it symbolizes something far greater: the power of states, the power of science, and the power of the people to take back control of their health. This is Florida leading the way. And if other states follow, America's healthcare system may never be the same again.